It's the Golden Triangle's Big Station, Magic 102.5. What up, y'all? It's the big homie Erik in the building, man. You know, I love highlighting talent right here from the Golden Triangle. People out there making things happen. And my guy right here is definitely making some big things pop. He kicked it off, last year, had some placements on the new Zero album, and been doing a lot of stuff. My girl Whip the Rapper, so many other artists, not only locally here in the Golden Triangle, but abroad as well. But I had to get him up in here on the production tip. FATOnDaBeat is in the house. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, what's going on with you, man?
Man, it's all good, bro. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, my brother.
Man, of course, so we got to talk about it, bro. You out there making some stuff happen. I mean, your beats, like we were talking off air about how your production does not sound like other people's production. So, for people that are listening online, even some people locally that may not know a little bit about FATOnDaBeat, man, tell them how you got started and how you got into the whole production side, because now you're doing some stuff for the rec shop and D-Rec, right?
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you like this. Like I was saying off air, 8 years old, man, I was trying to sing, voice was a little pitchy, so it was a whole lot easier to do the singing. By the age of 13, I saw my older cousin. He was a rapper. He ended up doing a little time. He ended up doing like 9-10 years. Once he got out, I think he lived maybe another year or two. Ended up having health problems.
Okay.
Passed away. So I kind of, still do it for him sometimes.
Yeah.
But I rap because I seen him, rap, and I'm like, okay, cool. That's great. So by the time I turned 15, I'm trying to figure out, all right, what beats should I be on? I don't know the beats. What should I get on? I had another cousin in Houston. He showed me the program, FL Studio, which is called Fruit Loops back then.
Right.
And all he showed me, man, because it was around hurricane time. That was like, that was a while ago, so that was all for, I can't remember what hurricane we had. But he showed me the program, and the next morning, I'm like, hey, how you work this program? He's like, oh, yeah. These the sounds here. That's the play button. You drag him here. I got to go to school. Bye. So it was real quick, real brief. And I'm like, okay. So later on that day, he's still at school. We leave and go back to Beaumont. I come back to Beaumont. I call, hey, man, what was that program? He tell me I download, back then that was the crack versions. We all, what I'm saying? Everybody was getting them, touring them. He told me how to do it. I downloaded it, and I started working on it since then. And as the time grew, I just got better and better. We had a place out here called The Gig. I don't know if anybody ever told you about that.
No, I know that.
It's basically an open mic that we had out here. So you'll go there, you know what I'm saying, get on stage and you perform your songs and everybody be there. It was actually right there on Crockett Street.
Okay, gotcha.
And I would go there every time or every night, when I can. And the crazy part about it, I had my songs, I was on my own beats, I was feeling good about myself, but I get off stage and like, man, that was a good song, man. But who did the beat? They ain't care nothing about the rapping or none of that. It's like, who did the beat? Like me. Oh man, lock my number in. And that's how I ended up growing from there, just getting my name out there. And not only, with that, is actually going out there and telling people, I do beats and everything. So I started doing that, and then people are like, man, you need to record too. So I built this little studio next door to my mom's house, and man, I got it jumping from there, and I started going. So I told myself, I said, I'm gonna give myself a year to get my name out there. I need a goal. And I completed that goal within a year, but only because I got with June James. I don't know if you heard him.
Yeah, I heard him.
I hit him out the blue. He know me. I knew of him, but I didn't know him like that. So I just hit him. Hey man, can you help me out? I'm trying to figure out how to get out there as a producer or whatever. He shot me his number. Give me a call. I was like, oh, no stuff.
Wow.
Okay, cool. So I called him. He's like, yeah, man, so what you trying to do? I tell him. He's like, oh. He give me a long little story, how he was homeless and everything, how he came up and all that. I'm like, damn. I'm like, we're gonna have to go homeless.
Yeah.
So he tell me the story or whatever, and then he says, find the hottest guys in your city and make them hotter. So at the time, it was a group, a clique of guys that was called OAG.
Okay.
That consists of E-Body, DQ, which is Quincy Black, QD, and Black Arachi. I think you heard of Black Arachi. Yeah. So Black Arachi was in there, and I got them guys, and E-Body and Quincy Black was more of the main ones, at the time. And so everybody come in, hey Fat, all right, I need a beat. Woo. You know, after I got with them and we made some tracks or whatever. Mm-hmm. So after I got with them, that he come back, he's like, man, we need something that's like a club. Woo. So that's when we came out with On Go.
On Go, all right.
Once On Go came about, it was all of them on one track, and it went crazy. Mm-hmm. So it went so crazy to where Beat King reached out. He started doing, like, Beat King was always like, yeah, you gotta pay. So he was about his money, about his bread.
Right.
But with that, he was like, let me hop on the song, we're gonna make it happen.
Oh, man.
That came about, the song got so big till Stephen J came out here and was singing the song in the club. I don't know if the guys still got the footage of it, but yeah, it was crazy. That's how big the song got.
Really?
So that kind of threw my name a little higher.
Get it out there, yeah.
Yeah, so because everybody now they want one of them tracks. Oh, that's a track that'll make me go to me. So it went from that to, you know, I still work with them guys, so we still do music. And they still hot. You know, they moved to Houston now, so they working their footwork in Houston.
Right.
But yeah, it went from that to I'm working with everybody to like good buddy of mine, man, a brother of mine, Jay Reese, you know what I'm saying? And then my partner at the time was Dion. So, you know, I was working with him, Jay Reese, just everybody, you know, everybody, sorry if I missed any names, but till I believe 2017, or 16, that's when Jay came around. Because I haven't seen him around the city. You know, everybody talking about it. Then I had a buddy of mine, Joe, that I went to school with. He's like, man, my little cousin, ooh, she, you know, she hard, she sound good. Ooh, you ought to get with her. Mm-hmm. I was like, let me see. You know, I was like, okay, she got the look. She sound good. Okay, let me holler at her. So it took me a while to get with her. Yeah. Boom, finally got with her. She and I had been working with her for like 4 years before we even got her to the status of what B King found her. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Once B King found her, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna record you, you know, we're gonna make but you in Beaumont, so you know, when you ain't in Houston, you need to find somewhere to go. Matter of fact, they got a guy out there named Fat. Mm-hmm. He already knew about me. So he knew about my mixing because Quincy Black had did a song with him and Quincy Black had me mixing. Right. So boom, he heard the sound, he's like, oh yeah, he can mix. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, yeah, get with Fat. She's like, oh, that's my brother already. I already go to him. She was like, oh, that's perfect. Because she told me the story. They was riding to a show. And then, you know, I worked with Jade, and then we got Jade to where she at now, you know, RBB King. And, you know, after that, you know, that's a lot of the other females. Because we got Ray 1K, you know what I'm saying? She's actually from Sylvia, but she's in Beaumont. Okay. She's hard. Okay. And I worked with her. And also working with Will, you know, recording wise. Yeah, man, and then it just kind of went from there. It just, you know, that's where all the females, you know, after they heard the J, they definitely wanted to get down. Yeah, they wanted to get down. Yeah, so it went to that, to, you know, to now. After that is when Rec Shop came about.
So when you get a chance to, like, you know, do stuff with the Rec Shop like that, like, what do you think it was about you that made them approach you and say, you know, hey, we want to put you down with the team?
So that's, you know, that's when they came about after the Jade. Okay. So they was like, because I actually reached out because I already know No D. He's a friend of the family. And he started looking out for me on production, making my production better. Mm-hmm. So he said, hey, Rick want to holler at you. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay. Cool. I said, I need some help anyway on this Jade, you know what I'm saying? She's like, I need a manager to help me out with these contracts. Cause I don't know nothing that these major labels sending me now. Mm-hmm. Now I'm in the major leagues, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, okay, yeah. So they talk amongst each other, and then they came back with me like, okay, well, you want to sign to a management contract? Cool. Yeah. So they presented me the contract. I read over it. We read over it together, and I signed. And since then, I've been signing under management with them. And then, you know, that's how all the zeros, the being in, because I was actually a little snippet of the 33. I was in that movie. Being in that and doing the soundtrack for that movie, mm-hmm. to where I ended up doing the La Kiki. I had Big Pokey on one of my tracks, RP Big Pokey. Zero, that's when I first got a Zero placement.
I got you.
Who else? And then there's also the J Biggs, because I also used to work with J Biggs too.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I did a lot of stuff with J Biggs. We actually have a whole album that we had did in 2019, we just ain't never had put it out.
Man, come on.
Yeah, it was jamming to it.
Come on now.
But we were searching.
Drop it.
We were searching for a sound that was already there, then I listened to it.
Okay.
And it's, now it's kind of old, so we ain't worried about putting it out. But, like I say, Biggs on it. So anyway, we get to, that's how I ended up doing all those features and everything. And now it's like, stuff happened out there. I'm in the mix with everything. Flip hit No D one day.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, I need some beats. They say you been making beats. No, like, nah, I ain't making no beats, but I got a protege that's who making the beats.
Right.
Oh yeah, let me check it out. So I sent him a couple of tracks, and he was pushing a guy called Cashapp.
Okay.
So he was doing the album. So Flip was like, let me hear some stuff. So I sent him. He grabbed 3 of them. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Or no, it was actually 4. I'm sorry. He grabbed 4 tracks for that album for Cashapp and Lil Flip.
Mm-hmm.
Then next thing I know, Flip hit back because I ended up getting Flip contact personally.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you got some more beats? So I was like, yeah. So I sent him another pack. He grabbed one which is called Relationships that he had on that 333 album.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I ended up getting into the Flip placement. And then that ended up growing into like D Gotti. He wanted some tracks or something. He got a beat from me. And then, everybody, a lot of cats in Houston, you know what I'm saying, be hitting me up, and I'm messing with like GMB, you know what I'm saying, I mess with them strong, like B Don, that's my brother. Man, and then now the Zero, the real Zero placement.
Right.
That's why I call it the real Zero placement,
yes,
you know what I'm saying, and that's where I was able to show off my real talent.
So how did it feel, man? I mean, like, and we talked about this a little bit too, man. We in the house, FATOnDaBeat, Beaumont producer, nationally known, world-renowned, the whole 9 yards, man. Got placements all over, and now we're talking about the work that he's doing on the new Zero album. If you haven't heard it, make sure you guys go get it, run them streams up, download it, all of that. So when you get the opportunity to work on this new Zero album, like, did you already have stuff made, or did they tell you they wanted fresh new beats? Like, how did that come about?
So when it came to that, they got the ones track, we call it side stick.
Okay.
We call it something else.
Yeah.
So I actually had that when I was cooking up. I can't remember if I was making it specifically for him or I was just making it. I was at work making it. And I just made it, and some of the tracks we'll present to him for him to hear.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay. And he heard that one, he's like, oh, okay, hold on. I like that one, send that one to me. So, and at the time we at his house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Not to get off topic, his house is lovely. Y'all got a man.
Oh, I believe it.
But anyway.
He is not Zero Finette, right?
Yeah, nothing at all. So he took that track. So when it came down to the other ones, we also did one track that I was supposed to be on, but I wasn't feeling good that night. So I just let them have my computer. I was like, y'all go ahead and do what y'all do. So I laid on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
They had the guitar player, the Frederick, he's one of our guitar players in Beaumont. Along with, I'm sorry, I didn't even mention him, Mike Maven. He's signed with Cash Money Records.
Okay.
He's in Beaumont too.
Wow.
So that's my brother too, one good friend of mine. And that's who I brought along on to the Zero thing. Because, we was gonna work on the album. Ray Shaw was working on the album. They was like, yeah, and it was like, what you think about bringing Mike? I was like, yeah, bring him on. We can bring him on. We can use his hands.
Right.
So we got Mike in, and so that night, I wasn't feeling good. So that one is called Motion.
Okay.
And the next day, we went to the studio with that Rohead. You know what I'm saying? They was like, man, you better add something. I added something, but I just wasn't feeling. If you ain't working it from the beginning, you just don't be feeling the beat. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, this is how it goes. So what I added in, they ended up taking that. So I was like, yeah, that's fine, that's cool.
Right.
So that's that track is Mike Maven and No D.
Okay.
So the next one is called Rother.
Mm-hmm.
Now Rother was one that Zero actually chose for the sample.
Okay.
Asked me what the sample was. I forgot what the sample was because all these samples out. I had never heard none of these songs before. I was like, what's this song? So we ended up chopping it up, making it on the spot. This is actually at the studio, at GMB studio. We had to cook them up on the spot. That was that one, and then the next one was Charging. I'm sorry. Charging was done at GMB. Rother was done at Sugar Hill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sugar Hill. All right.
So we did Sugar Hill there. I mean, we did Rother at Sugar Hill and also Motion. So we did Motion in Beaumont, but we finished it up in Sugar Hill.
Gotcha.
All right. So then we ended up doing, like I said, Charging, and that was at GMB studio, and I think Mike and OD picked that sample. I think Mike might have picked that sample. I can't remember. But we ended up chopping that one up and doing that one together. So like on my Instagram, I got videos of us kind of doing it live. But yeah, so I think the only one with the side stick that I actually had prepared. Everything else we did it like in front of him. He did the first one. We did the first one, and he loved it. He's like, hey, how about we go to the studio and cook up something? You know what I'm saying?
That means that's a serious cosign right there.
Oh yeah, and then which Ro also got the interview, and I had a video on my page where he had the note come with the sample, then he passed it on to Fat. Then he always called me Beijing because of course when you get to older and you get grades, I don't know about some of you guys out there, but I don't like grades. Okay. And so my beard, I'm gonna put some dye in it a little bit. So when he found that out, oh man, that's all he talking about. Now if I see Ro now, he gonna run up on me. Let me see if you're natural. Let's see, you got that Beijing in there. Yeah, I saw, there we go, bro. There you go. So.
FATOnDaBeat live in the building, man. Make sure y'all go check out that new Zero album and other stuff that he's working on, man. Now, a lot of times artists, man, they're always looking for producers. They want to, just sometimes they want you to make something specifically for them. You have people out there that want to try to sound like everybody else, but a lot of times you do have artists that want to kind of have their own sound. So when you get a chance to work with a particular artist, do you kind of what's your process to getting to know that artist so you can kind of decide what type of a track you want to produce for that particular artist?
Man, I kind of because I hadn't did it in a while, because a lot of artists ain't into that lately, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I was doing it, because I had an artist that I was working with for the years, a good friend of mine, D-Lou, and we developed his sound from ground up. He loved DJ Screw music. He was, let's do some freestyles. Like, how about we do some songs? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with him, that's the only one I can kind of reference with. So with him, I would start with just finding his key, finding his tempo, what you feel comfortable, what you relax with, and how I actually developed his sound to make it newer. It's like, give me 2 to 3 people that you listen to now that you like their song. I think it was Johnny Cinco, Lucci, these are all the people at that time.
Right.
This is years ago. And I said, all right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a little bit of this from him, a little bit of this from him, and then the third person, I forgot who it was, we're gonna take a little bit of this from him.
Okay.
And we're gonna mix them together. To me, that's how you make a sound.
Right.
Because nobody knows how to just come out the air with a sound.
Sure.
Everybody bites from somebody. So don't take your whole sound from one person.
Yeah.
Grab you about 5 people if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Here. I like the way he do his melodies. I like the way he do the toneness of his voice. I like the way he do it. Because that way, if you got, say, 0 tone, but you got somebody else's melodies, now you sound totally different.
Right.
Because you're not doing 0 tone and melodies.
Right.
So people can't distinguish who you are, you know what I'm saying, or what you're trying to do. So you put a couple of people together, and that's how you develop your sound. So if I'm working with artists, that's how I'm gonna start off with, trying to get them to find their sound, find their niche, which is, I tell artists all the time, find your niche. What will make a kid draw you, and if you look at that drawing and say, oh, that's such and such. You have to know all the time. So find something that shows you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll start with those couple of things, and then we can get to the music. Because you can't have the music without those things.
That's true. I got you.
You have to have the niche to know what to rap about.
Okay. So what would you tell like a producer out there or an artist that's trying to get on, feel like it's not happening right now? What would you tell them to kind of keep them encouraged to stay doing what they got to do, because you made it and you're from Beaumont.
Yeah.
But you're still here. Not saying you won't move around and things like that, but you're still here. So what kind of encouraging words could you give somebody out there that wants to kind of get where you are, or maybe want to get on a Jade level, or, you know, just anybody out there that's kind of making some stuff happen?
The crazy part about it is don't give up. I know it sounds cliche,
Yeah.
but don't give up. Like, no matter what no one says, just don't give up. And don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know what I'm saying? And saying that is the fact of, don't think, okay, I'm gonna be a rapper. So you putting all your hopes and dreams into being a rapper, because it might not fall off. So keep having your day job, keep doing what you're doing, and just do that on the side. But make that a business. Don't make it a hobby like everybody says. Oh, you doing your hobby? No, it's my business. It's my side business, but it's my business.
Okay.
I don't make enough to quit my job now, but I also make enough to have extra money.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So I might make $1,500, $500 this day, $500 this day, $1,500 this day. Yeah, that's money for rent. You know what I'm saying? Car note,
Right.
whatever. And then when I get my work check, I'm parlaying with it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'll put that aside here. I got a 15-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
She might need that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She asks for shoes, she asks for this, for that. So that boom, there you go. You know, if you need it, there you go. I got it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, don't give up and make it a job. Don't make it a hobby.
Gotcha. Okay. FATOnDaBeat live in the building, y'all. Who would you like to work with? What artists, or even another producer? It could be R&B artist, hip hop artist, or a producer. Who would you like to work with? If they open up the checkbook and said, "Fat, open," who would you like to work with?
And I know for sure I have to work with like Zayto. That's like one of my artists, producers that I have always looked up to.
Okay.
Dr. Dre, of course. I wanna pick his brain on the mixing.
Right.
I got to.
Yeah, I think that'll be interesting.
Yeah. So far as artists, I don't really have one other than probably like Drake. But I think I just want to vibe in the studio with Drake. His beats, his production just be, you know, unless he do some of the ratchet hood stuff, then I got that.
You got it. Okay.
But other than that, yeah, that's about it really. I don't have too many people that I look up to. I look up to myself.
I got you, man. All right, so where can they follow you at on social media, man, if they want to kind of connect with you?
Man, on Instagram, because Instagram is pretty much the only place I really be on. So if you trying to get in touch with me, trying to hit me up, trying to let me hear your stuff, trying to get me to do collabs, it's going to be FATOnDaBeat.
Okay.
FATBOI. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not the way.
Hey, it's all good.
It's going to be FATONDABEAT. So FATOnDaBeat. And if you want to send some things to me, now it's FATBOIONDABEAT @gmail.com.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, man, like I said, we just want to say we're proud of you, bro. Everything you're doing out there, and just putting on for the city and all the folks that you've helped. I know you got so much more to go. Definitely not done with everything coming. I can't wait to see FATOnDaBeat on a Dre track, or you know, Zayto, man, or you know, your name is definitely gonna be up there, man. I think the Zero is really gonna put you on a whole nother stratosphere as far as new artists that are gonna be coming about and wanting to work with you. So make sure y'all check him out, FATOnDaBeat, online, social media, everything like that. Definitely link up with him. He is not hard to find, and I know he'd be willing to work with you, especially if you're serious about what you do. So, man, anybody out there want to give a shout out to before we wrap it up?
Man, shit, everybody that mess with me. Hey, everybody that we locked in, y'all know we locked in. Shout out to y'all, man, for sure.
That's what it is, man. FATOnDaBeat live in the building, right here on the big station. You know what it is, Magic 102.5 and KGCX.com.
FAT on the